Hey everyone, I want to talk about my Nightmare on Elm Street DVDs. I've got quite a few now. Let's see. I don't have let's see. I don't have any Blu-rays of any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies except for Freddy vs. Jason. It's up there in the Shout Factory Friday the 13th collection. I also have Freddy vs. Jason and that one Jason slasher collection there. I've just never really been as big a Nightmare on Elm Street fan as a Friday the 13th fan, although I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's freaking awesome. I remember, let's see, the first one that I ever saw was part 4. That's a crazy one to start with. Holy crap. And then the second one I saw was, I think it might have been Freddy versus Jason I saw next. But at some point I also saw the first one, and from there I watched them all in order. I saw the first one, I liked it. It was a slow, really creepy, tense movie. And then the second one, I freaking love the second one. That one's lots of fun. It's creepy and scary, and there's some really cool effects in there. The characters in part two are great. They carry the movie. I really liked part two. I was surprised when I found out a bunch of fans didn't like part two. I love it. Like that's one of my favorite ones. So whatever. Part three I really like. Dream Warriors. It's not my favorite. That one surprised me. That one is a lot of people's favorite. So whatever. I'm just weird, I guess. And then part four, loved part four. It's just nuts and bizarre and weird. I love it. It's the most surreal of all the movies. It's the craziest of all the movies, I think. Part five is not my favorite. That's part five is probably my least favorite of the original series of Nightmare on Elm Street, but I still like it. It's okay. And then Freddy's Dead Part Six. That one's pretty fun. It's the goofiest of all the movies, I think, but it's pretty fun. Then there's New Nightmare. That one's really cool. I freaking love that one. I love the whole meta aspect that takes place in the real world, kind of. And then, let's see, yeah, Freddy vs. Jason. That's a fun movie. Uh, I don't really know which series it leans closer to when it comes to like the tone and the style. Is it more like Friday the 13th or is it more like Nightmare? Because there's a lot of elements from both franchises in there, and I can't really pinpoint which one exactly. Then there's Freddy's Nightmares, the TV show. Eh. They went for like a Tales from the Crypt type of style with Freddy just as the host of the show. And I've seen like a lot of the host segments. They're pretty fun sometimes. Robert Englund is clearly having fun as Freddy. There's a few episodes that actually are about Freddy. And those episodes that are about Freddy, they're pretty good. Especially, I think it's the first one where it's a prequel that shows like Freddy being arrested and going to prison, and like there's this whole bit where like he's in court. It's really really cool. Or oh wait, no, he doesn't go to prison. He gets out. That's why he gets murdered. So anyway, um, some of Freddy's Nightmares was pretty good. I watched a few episodes. I still haven't seen the whole series, partially because it's hard to get. It's like not officially released in its entirety anywhere officially. Um, So I have a bootleg DVD of it, which I've watched a little bit of, but the quality's not very good. I'd love to see an official release. It would definitely make it easier to watch if it was at least in decent quality. So, is that it? Oh, yeah, there's the remake. I didn't like the remake. I thought it was boring. I'm not a fan of, like, just the modern way they do it. Everybody looks the same. Uh, the effects are garbage in the remake. I'm trying to remember. Is there any other Nightmare on Elm Street thing I'm forgetting? Whatever. Anyway, going over my DVDs. Here's the Infini Film of Nightmare on Elm Street, the original first movie. This is, I think, the closest to like a special edition DVD that we ever got for Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's see, 2 discs. Oh, and it's one of these annoying ones where it doesn't tell you what's on what disc. I don't know what, I don't know what's on what disc. It doesn't tell you. So anyway, it comes with some extras. There's a commentary. There's One of the neat things with Infini Film is while you're watching the movie, these little prompt icons will come up. You click the icon, and there's some little featurette that plays that ties in with whatever the scene of the movie is. That was a kind of a neat, clever little thing. It was really a novelty and unique thing for DVD because people were so used to watching VHS or beta or laserdisc, and then comes a DVD with all these cool new special features. Oh, and there's an interesting thing in the commentary. There's a part where let's see, the director Wes Craven says, "Flip this disc over," and he was talking about like a laser disc. Originally, the commentary on here was done for the laser disc, apparently. So that's a neat little thing. Anyway, there's the Infini Film, and next up is the 4 film favorites. 4 film Okay. So anyway, first 4 Nightmare on Elm Street movies. This is a pretty cool thing. Unfortunately, what's unfortunate is they're just double-sided DVDs. And that's kind of lame. The other lame thing is the cover. They're fine. I don't know, I'm just not really that big of a fan of these, like, just Freddy's face images, that like just stock images. I do like that some of them, they incorporate some of the actors from the movie. Like there's Nancy, and there's the kids from Part 3. Part 2 and Part 3, though, or Part 4, nobody other than Freddy. Freddy's the only character in those movies, avant-garde. He just sits in a room and talks to himself. And on the back, we got a couple of images. Anyway, what I would have liked for the cover, and I even printed it out, I would have liked if they had used, like, the old posters. Let's see. Nightmare 2, I don't think that was a theatrical poster, but it was the cover of the VHS that I had, and I have nostalgia for. So yeah, I think this would have been a cooler thing to use for the cover, rather than these just bland stock images. Let's see, the first disc has some bonus features. There's the commentary, that's the same thing, I think, as the Infini Film DVD. Let's see. Yeah, not really any other bonus features worth anything for a DVD. Then in all the other movies, no bonus features. Oh, there's both full screen and widescreen, if you feel the need to watch these in full screen. I might watch Part 4 in full screen, because that's the one I have the most nostalgia for on VHS. That's the one that I had on tape that I watched the most. So, I don't know. It's kind of a nice addition to... Like, if a full screen version exists, it's nice to, like, put it on there. Just... Well, why not? And then here's the second 4 film collection with Nightmare 5, Freddy's Dead, New Nightmare, and Freddy vs. Jason. Let's see. Bonus features. Part 5 has nothing. Freddy's Dead has nothing. New Nightmare has a commentary. That's nice. I did like the commentary for New Nightmare. It was really cool. Let's see. Wes Craven talks a lot about all the inspiration for the movie and the influences for that movie, and like why it came into, like why this isn't like just a sequel to the other movies, why it's this kind of meta separate thing. It's really cool, really fascinating. I love to listen to that. Freddy vs. Jason, there's a commentary with Ronnie Yu, Robert Englund, and Ken Kurtzinger. And other than that, nothing. Which is surprising, considering like what a... Like at the time Freddy vs. Jason came out, DVD was like at the height of its popularity, and the DVD of Freddy vs. Jason has a ton of bonus features, but they're all on a second disc. So I guess that's why there's nothing on this particular version. And again, like last time, 2 double-sided DVDs, so that's lame. I don't like double-sided DVDs. Like they're fine if they're functional, but a lot of the times they're not really functional. Or it's like the Ewok movie double feature DVD that I have that has the wrong movie listed on the wrong side. Or sometimes it's confusing. It says, this is on side A, this is on side B. Okay, but which side is which side? Is the down-facing side side A? Because whatever. And then, this is a weird thing. The Nightmare Series Encyclopedia. Now, at some point, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies were put out in this big box set. Each movie, I think, had its own individual case. This is one of these weird little like, I don't know what these are called, with the cardboard cover and the, like, plastic holder thing that holds the disc. The cardboard, like, clips into it. I don't know. These are weird. They're such a bizarre design. Who came up with this? Whatever. Anyway, this has some bonus features. When they put all those Nightmare movies in the box set, they didn't put the bonus features on each individual DVD for each individual movie. They saved it all for this. Oh, and I really like that disc art. That is really cool. Montage of Freddys. That is so freaking cool. So anyway, welcome to Primetime, a documentary exploring the nightmares, a prelude to the Labyrinth. The Labyrinth is this bizarre DVD idea where you, like, click these things that lead you to more bonus features. Yeah, instead of just having a list of bonus features, you gotta play through, like, a little fake game. It's kind of like the Anastasia Disc 2, where you gotta dig through it, or you can just click menu and have a list, like they should have just had in the first place. And then there's the Nightmare Series Encyclopedia Index. An unabridged, clickable listing of the disc's content. What? What's that? Is that like just a list? So just say it's a list. It's so weird they have to have it unabridged, clickable listing. All these big words. It's really weird. DVD-ROM content. Final Dream World trivia game. Huh. Then there's another thing. Interactive Freddy character that will haunt your computer from Toggle This. What? So if you put this in your computer, you can, like, download a little Freddy that'll, like, pop up and scare you or something? I don't have a computer, and I've never had one with a disk drive, so yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, man, that is a weird cover. Like, it's, okay. It's cool looking, I guess. So, next up is, let's see, okay, right here. Here's my Freddys Nightmares bootleg DVD set. It's got all of Freddys Nightmares on there. Not in very good quality, but whatever. On 4 discs, even though it... When I ordered this, it said 12 discs, and it even says that on the back of the cover. 12 discs. Oh, and the cover, by the way, is kind of small and doesn't quite fit the box that I had to put these in, because these came, like, just in paper sleeves with the cover, like, folded up in the envelope with it. So they couldn't give me an actual box themselves. I had to use my own box. Very strange. Oh, and one nice thing, though, the discs, they have cover art, and they do say, like, disc 1, episodes 1 through whatever, this through whatever. So that's kind of cool. Oh, and they're also divided into seasons. Season 1, Season 2. That's weird. Like I said before, I'm not a really big fan of the show. Maybe there's a few good episodes in there somewhere. The episodes with Freddy are at least kind of cool and interesting. I've heard people say those are also the best of the series. But for the most part, it's like just totally original stories. And some of them aren't very interesting. Maybe they get better later on. I've just never really had the time to sit down and watch a lot of this like I used to be able to. So, yeah, there's that. And next up is Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy documentary. This is really, really cool. Oh, and it came with a poster that I still have hanging up over there. It's kind of faded now because it's by the window. Anyway, this is a really, really cool documentary. There's a ton of interviews with the different creative teams and cast members and just everybody involved with each movie. And each movie gets, like, equal representation in here. It is really, really cool. And there's a commentary over, like, the entire thing. This is, how long is this? 240 minutes, it says. Wow. And there's a commentary over the whole thing. It's really cool. And so anyway, 2 discs, 1 disc, 2 disc, and a little chapter selection thing here. Let's see. Oh, and there is a section about Freddy's Nightmares. That's cool. There's a thing about Freddy versus Jason. Then there's a thing all about New Line, the house that Freddy built. And, oh, one of the things I like, over the end credits, they get a bunch of the cast members to quote lines of theirs from the different movies. That's a really fun thing. I also really liked it when they did that on the Crystal Lake Memories documentary. Let's see, disc 2. Oh, there's extended scenes and deleted scenes, different, like, interview clips that they didn't use in the main documentary part. Then there's some other bonus features. Oh, and one of the really cool things is there's a thing all about Nightmare on Elm Street, like books and comics. That's really neat. Let's see, A Nightmare on Elm Street in 10 minutes, and much more. Let's see, I can't remember if they had like little fan film things on here like they did um, for Crystal Lake Memories. I think they did. I don't remember for sure. And now one more documentary, Scream Queen. This is all about Mark Patton, the star of Nightmare on Elm Street 2. This is a really cool documentary. I really love this one. I think I got this, did I get this for Christmas a year or two ago? I think I did a video talking about this when I got it. Anyway, this is really, really cool. Especially because I really like Nightmare 2, and I liked Mark Patton's character in Nightmare 2, so yeah, this was really cool to learn about, like, what it was like working on the movie, the influences going into the movie, the impact that the movie had on his life, and stuff he's done afterwards, and his struggles dealing with different life problems and all that, and just really cool. Really love this. So freaking cool. Oh, and I love the little picture on the back there. It's on the disc, too. No chapter selection. That's unfortunate, but I think all this is just the documentary and nothing else, so yeah, not too bad. Anyway, freaking love this. Awesome. I don't know if there's any other Nightmare documentaries. I think there's one that Heather Langenkamp was in. Or maybe she was just in a documentary or something about horror movies. I don't remember for sure. So anyway, last up is Mahakal, the Indian remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. So here's my old bootleg DVD, the Bollywood Nightmare on Elm Street movie, with the main guy there, with the claws, really cool. Over 2 hours long of Hindi horror cinema, English subtitled, which was nice, because otherwise I wouldn't know what in the world was going on. I still don't really have a good grasp of what was going on in here. So anyway, there's the disc, just Mahakal's face, big there. Oh, one of the cool things, there's some bonuses on here. There's a couple of fan films, like really short ones, like 10 minutes long, of, let's see, there's one that's all about Freddy before he's Freddy, like, but when he's, like, just human, where he, like, lures a kid into that boiler room and murders them. It's really dark and not very pleasant. Like, the actors did a good job, the cinematography's good, it's just, yeah. Usually they kind of skip over that for the movies, because it's just kind of unpleasant, and not in the way you want for a horror movie. So, the other thing, I can't remember what the other one is. Let's see, I think there was one where it was like a Freddy and Leatherface gang up on Jason or something. And then one of the really cool things, there was, now I'm forgetting the guy's name. Whatever. Now I can't remember the name of the show he does either. He does a YouTube show, Deja Vu. That's it. Still can't remember the guy's name, though. But, yeah, Deja Vu was all about going over different, like, remakes of movies or foreign versions of movies. And he did a video about Mahakal, and it was pretty interesting. Doesn't really give too much information about the movie. It's like a really brief thing. It's just supposed to be like a brief introduction to the movie. So that's it for that one. And now we got the official Blu-ray of Mahakal. Pick this up for Massacre Video. I did a video talking about this, and there's a link to Massacre Video's website where you can buy this Mahakal Blu-ray. This is really cool. Let's see, the quality is not the best, but it's probably the best it's going to look. Let's see, it says 2K scan from the original camera negatives. It looks really nice, but there's like kind of a staticky grain over the whole thing, which I'm guessing is just there because of, I don't know, the film wasn't properly stored or it was damaged at some point maybe. But it looks way better than the bootleg. It looks way better than a version you might find on YouTube with, like, bad subtitles or whatever. This has English subs. They're, I think, made especially for this. I don't remember. So, let's see. Other things. Oh, there's an interview with Deepak Ramsey, who was, I can't remember. I think he was the son of one of the producers of this movie. Or some relation. He wasn't, like, actually involved with the making of the movie. And also, the interview doesn't actually talk about Mahakal at all. It talks about a bunch of their other movies, which look interesting, but kind of weird to include an interview on here that doesn't actually talk about the actual movie. Then there's trailers for other Massacre video releases. Yay. Oh, and then there is a stills gallery, which is nice. Posters and things for the movie. Oh, it comes in a nice slipcover. I kept the plastic on there. It's really flimsy, but eh. Oh, and crazy reversible cover. And the weird thing with this is there's two different reversible covers, and neither of them are the cover of the slipcover. That's really weird. So, yeah, but I picked this because it just looks weird. And then, yep, that's it for that one. Yeah, get back in there. Yeah. There's my Nightmare on Elm Street DVD collection. Hope you enjoyed this. See ya.